right, get your notebook out. Turn to the table of contents. And in the table of contents, we're going to add, because we're in Unit 2 now. So Unit 2, Learning Target 1A. Oh, sorry, 2A. Unit 2. 2A. I can solve systems by substitution. And that's going to go on page 7. Page 7 of your notebook. I can solve systems by substitution. So let's go to that. And remember, the first 3 pages of your notebook are for your table of contents. Then we start page 1 of our notes. And we're going to go to page 7. Remember, if I write it, you write it. Your notebook needs to look just like my notebook. Go ahead and hit pause so that you can write everything down. Go ahead and put a 7 right here in the corner. Here we go. Learning Target 2A, solve systems by substitution. What is a system? A system of equations is 2 or more equations with the same variables. So now instead of dealing with one equation with an x and a y, which would be linear, we're dealing with two equations with an x and a y. So we're dealing with 2 lines or 2 linear equations. A solution to a system is the point, the x and the y, that makes both equations true. So what happens is if you have 2 lines on a graph, you have 2 lines on a graph, like so. This point right here, where they intersect, that point, that x and that y, that's the solution. All right, so substitution method. The substitution method is a method of solving systems of equations by substituting equations with one another. So we're going to take one equation, typically the first one, and we're going to put it into the second equation in order to solve. So step 1, we're going to solve one equation for x or y. Step 2, we're going to substitute this expression into the other equation and solve for the variable. And then step 3, we're going to substitute your answer into the revised equation from step 1 and solve for the other variable. Sounds very complicated. It's not. It's just 3 steps. And once I show you how to do it more than one time, you should get it. Here we go. And don't worry, in class we will do a lot of practice. All right, here we go. I have a system. Number 1. It's 2 equations. The first equation is y equals 6x. The second equation is in standard form. 2x plus 3y equals negative 20. So I have 2 equations. But I want to figure out what's the answer for y and what's the answer for x. We're going to solve for x and we're going to solve for y. So step 1 said solve one equation for x or y. The first equation is already solved. It has y all by itself, so we're good. So we're going to take this and we're going to put it in the second equation. How do we do that? Well, this says y is 6x. So anywhere that you see a y, we're going to put 6x in there instead. So here we go. I have 2x plus 3 times y. What is y? Y is 6x equals negative 20. Good. Yeah, we just solve. Let's just solve for x. I have to do the distributive property first, so I'm going to do 2x. 3 times 6x is 18x equals negative 20. We're going to keep solving for x. I'm going to combine like terms, so 2x plus 18x is 20x equals a negative 20. And then one more thing, I'm going to divide by 20 on both sides. I'm going to get x equals negative 1. So now I have one answer. All right, I know what x is. So I'm going to take this number and put it in the first equation to figure out what y is. So we're going to come over here, and the equation says y equals, that's kind of late. Let me try this. Y equals 6x, right? That's that first equation. But we know x is negative 1. So what we have is y equals 6 times negative 1. And 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. There we go. So I know x now I know y. So the point, the solution, is going to be -1, -6, because a point is always an x and a y. All right, let's do another one. Turn the page. Remember, I don't write on the back. That's okay. This is page 8 in our notes. So let me put an 8 up there. All right, here we go. I already have what y is. Y is x plus 9. And then I have this second equation. I'm going to put this wherever I see a y. So I have 3x plus 8y equals -5. I'm going to say y is x plus 9. So that gives me 3x plus 8, not y, but x plus 9 equals -5. Then I'm going to distribute. So it gives me 3x, plus 8 times x. And don't forget this guy over here, plus 8 times 72. All right, now I'm going to combine like terms. 3x plus 8x, 8, 9, 10, 11 is 11x plus 72 equals a -5. Now we're still solving, right? We're still solving. I'm going to subtract 72 from both sides. That gives me 11x over here. -5 minus 72. Those are like. I can go ahead and combine that. That gives me -77. And then the last step is to divide by 11. And that gives me x equals -7. All right, so I got x equals -7. So now I'm going to come back to the first. So we solved the second equation. Let's come back to that first equation. Y equals x plus 9. I know x is -7, so I'm going to put it in there. So this is going to become y equals -7 plus 9. And then let's see, -7 plus 9 is 2. Y equals 2. So now my solution is -7, 2. -7, 2. One more. What if they're both solved for y? If they're both solved for y, these ones are easy. We just set them equal to each other. So you take the first equation, 4x minus 1. You may set it equal to 2x minus 5. Okay, let's move all our x's to one side. I'm only going to subtract that from here. Not from here, but from here, because these are like. This doesn't have an x, so it's not like. You can only combine like terms. 4x, take away 2x is 2x. Bring down the minus 1 equals 2x minus 2x. That goes away, that's 0, minus 5. Good. Solve for x. I'm going to move this over. Add 1, add 1. The only thing left I have is 2x equals -5 plus 1, -4, and then divide by 2 on both sides. X equals -2. Now that I know that, take that first equation, y equals 4x minus 1, and put x equals -2 in there. So instead of x, I'm going to put -2. Let's see, 4 times -2 is -8, minus 1. Ooh, running out of space. Y equals, oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Oh, I'm so sorry. Y equals -8 minus 1, -9. Just like that. So my answer is -2, -9.